You're not lazy, you're exhausted. Not just in your body, but in your soul. You wake up tired, push through your day and wonder why everything feels meaningless. But here's the truth. It's not motivation you're missing. It's alignment. This isn't just burnout, it's a spiritual and psychological disconnect. And unless you fix this, no amount of sleep, coffee, or productivity hacks will help. It's not laziness, it's emotional fatigue. You're not lazy, you're depleted. There's a kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. You wake up feeling like the day is already too heavy. You scroll, you distract, you delay, not because you're careless, but because your emotional battery is dead. This is emotional fatigue, and it's different from physical exhaustion. It's the result of carrying stress, guilt, unspoken pain, and invisible pressure for too long. It's trying to be everything for everyone, while silently wondering who's there for you. You're not unmotivated. You're overwhelmed. And the world doesn't stop demanding more. Work, bills, expectations. Be productive. Be positive. Be available. You're told to hustle, to grind, to just push through. But no one asks what you're pushing through. You ignore your own needs just to keep up. You suppress your emotions to stay likable. You silence your truth to avoid conflict. And slowly, your energy doesn't just run low, it vanishes. This isn't laziness, it's your soul's way of saying, I'm tired of living like this. Emotional fatigue disguises itself as procrastination, but beneath it is pain that's been bottled too long. Anger you've swallowed, grief you never processed, anxiety you pretend isn't there. So no, you're not broken. You're just tired of being who the world expects instead of who you really are. You don't need to try harder, you need to feel what you've been avoiding. Only then can real energy return. The hidden energy drain of living a false life. You can only pretend for so long, pretend to be fine, pretend to be interested, pretend to want the life you've built, when deep down, you feel like a stranger in your own story. This kind of pretending is exhausting, not just mentally, but spiritually. Carl Jung called this the persona, the mask we wear to survive in society. It's the smile you force in meetings, the role you play in relationships, the silence you keep around people who wouldn't understand the truth. At first, it's a strategy, but over time, it becomes a cage. Living a false life drains your energy because it splits your soul in half. There's the you that performs, polite, agreeable, and then there's the real you. Unheard, unseen, buried. This split creates a quiet war inside you. And that war consumes energy. Every time you suppress a no, fake a yes, or ignore your intuition, you chip away at your aliveness. You start confusing peace with numbness, routine with purpose. But your fatigue isn't just burnout, it's betrayal. Not of others, but of yourself. You were never meant to live a life that looks good on the outside, but feels empty on the inside. You don't need more hustle, you need more honesty. The more real you become, the less energy it takes to be alive. Why dopamine overload is killing your drive. Modern life has hijacked your brain's reward system. Every scroll, like, binge, and notification floods your brain with dopamine, the feel-good chemical. But there's a catch. The more you indulge, the more desensitized you become. Now real life feels dull. Work feels boring. Conversations feel slow. Your dreams feel distant. Why pursue something hard when you can get a quick hit of pleasure with a screen? This is dopamine fatigue, not a lack of motivation, but a nervous system that's been overstimulated into numbness. In psychology, it's called hedonic adaptation. The brain adapts to pleasure, making it less satisfying over time. So you chase more stimulation, but feel less reward. And worse, you start to believe you have a discipline problem. But this isn't about willpower, it's about chemical imbalance. Your brain wasn't built for constant novelty. It was built for rhythm, depth, and struggle with meaning. When everything comes easy, nothing feels real. You forget how to sit with boredom. You lose your hunger for challenge. You lose your why. The solution isn't shame. It's a reset. Start by removing artificial highs. Reclaim your attention. Relearn how to do one thing with full presence. Because your motivation hasn't died. It's just buried under overstimulation. Turn down the noise, and you'll hear your real desires again. The real reason you don't feel motivated anymore. Motivation doesn't come from pressure, it comes from connection. You're not lazy. You're disconnected. Disconnected from purpose, from your values, from what actually matters. When you wake up and feel nothing, no pull, no fire, no direction, it's not because you're flawed. It's because the life you're living doesn't reflect your inner world. You were built to pursue something meaningful, not necessarily impressive, not always successful, but meaningful to you. And when that meaning is gone, everything becomes a chore. You delay, you distract, you disengage, not because you're weak, but because your soul doesn't want to participate in a life that feels empty. We often confuse structure for fulfillment, but deep inside your psyche craves authenticity, not perfection. When Jung spoke of individuation, becoming your whole self, he warned that failing to live your truth would cause a deep, slow depression, not always loud or dramatic, just an invisible heaviness that never lifts. That's what you feel now. Your spirit is starving for alignment. To feel motivated again, you must stop asking, "What should I be doing?" and start asking, "What calls to me?" even quietly. Your drive isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to reconnect with your deeper self. Reconnect. And the fire, reclaim your energy and inner fire. Reclaiming your energy doesn't start with doing more. It starts with feeling more. Energy isn't just physical. It's emotional, mental, spiritual. And most people are running on fumes in all three. To get your fire back, you must return to the core of who you are and rebuild from there. Step 1. Start telling the truth. Say what you mean. Admit what's not working. Let go of roles you've outgrown. The energy it takes to lie to yourself is draining you. Step 2. Detox your environment. This means your digital space, your relationships, your routines. If it's not nourishing you, it's costing you. Make room for what matters. Step 3. Reintroduce creative struggle. Fulfillment doesn't come from comfort. It comes from effort that means something. Whether it's art, writing, building, or learning. Give your energy to what grows you. Step 4. Rest deeply. Not just sleep, but stillness. Real rest. Time in nature. Time away from the noise. Time to remember what it means to be you. Your energy is not gone. It's misdirected. It's being spent on things that don't align, on people who don't see you, on goals you don't care about. When you remove those, your energy rushes back in, and that's when the fire starts to burn again. The daily practices that restore purpose and power, reclaiming energy, isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily rhythm. Here are 5 practices to help you stay aligned and powerful. Practice 1. Morning silence, 10 minutes. Before the world demands anything from you, sit in silence, breathe, ask, "What do I need today?" Not what the world wants, what your soul wants. Practice 2. Digital fasting, 1 hour/day. Pick an hour, no phone, no screen, no input. Let your mind reset. Let boredom come. Boredom is where new fire is born. Practice 3. Write the truth. Daily journal. Ask, where am I lying to myself? Write it, all of it. The act of naming your truth is an act of power. Practice 4. Move with intention. Walk, stretch, breathe. Not to burn calories, to move stagnant energy. Your body holds unprocessed emotion. Movement helps it release. Practice 5. Do one thing that matters each day. Choose one task aligned with your future self. Just one. That small act rebuilds trust with your inner fire. Motivation isn't something you chase. It's something you create by living in rhythm with your truth. If you live reactively, you'll always feel tired. But if you build these rituals, your energy becomes sacred. And that's how power is restored. Not through speed, but through alignment. Final truth. Your soul is tired of pretending. This is not about motivation. It's about truth. Your soul is tired, not from working too hard, but from living too small, too fake, too disconnected from what matters. Every time you pretend to be someone you're not, you pay a price, and that price is your vitality. You were not made to live numb. You were made to feel joy, rage, grief, purpose. But somewhere along the way, you traded that for safety, comfort, and performance. And now, you wonder why you're tired all the time. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a soul-deep cry for change. You don't need another productivity app. You need honesty, courage, stillness. You need to look in the mirror and say, "I'm done performing. I'm ready to live." When you finally honor that truth, even quietly, even imperfectly, your energy begins to return, but not all at once, but piece by piece. And one day you'll wake up, not tired, not lost, but fully, deeply alive.